Well, this is a new one. I did a video blog years ago. There's some old geezer had done one and got over 1 million views. I thought, well, it's a good idea. I blog all the time anyway, why not do a video blog? I've got about 70 views on it, and I've done comedy and that sort of thing, got 3,000 views, but the blog was not popular, so you've got to take a message when you get it, but somebody's requested a new one, so why not? Doesn't do any harm. Well, still living on my own, of course. That's inevitable and unavoidable until some person chooses to deal with it otherwise. That's something I can't do. Business has been pretty much the same as usual, I suppose. Nothing outstanding on either front. No more television work since the last entry here, whenever it was. I'm just getting on with it. What have I learnt about the world? Well, certainly everything seems to be connected. What does that mean? It means that if you're listening to the radio and you are thinking what they're going to say before they say it, you're connected with them. Not because there's anything weird, but because everything is connected and you're just aware of it. Now that's science, that's just like telepathy, that's like television, everything else. But then again, if you're reading something and you're reading the same as on the radio, then that is weird, because of course it means that something else has already created it, because that writing's been there a heck of a long time, but the radio stuff hasn't, and you reading that exact sentence, not just a word or so, that happens all the time, a whole sentence that they're just about to say on the radio, that's something else. So that's the sort of level I'm at the moment. I'm being guided to all sorts of things, looking for old road signs to take photos of. The amount of things that I have been guided to which I'd never have found on my own, and then I've had 2 or 3 dreams, and the last one was not just a similar sign in a similar place, but exactly the same sign that I saw, which I then saw in an old book, and then saw the real thing somewhere that I passed all my life and never noticed before, but mainly because it was behind a metal crash barrier for God knows how long, so you couldn't always see it, but it's been there and I've never noticed it, and then it's turned up. So something is going on. So I think also I'm guided to do all this stuff. I'm just waiting for the guidance to expand beyond just 1 or 2 areas, because I could do with something else going on in the world, and the way things are is not very exciting, I have to say. So I've got my alarm peeping when the 9 or 10 minutes is up. I don't know if I'll go on for 9 or 10 minutes, but it doesn't cost me any more, so I may as well, even if it means doing a few accents and little voices. But I got told off last time I did that, so maybe I won't. Yeah, man, what you think you're doing, man? Why you not do the accent? Everyone like the accent. See, people ring me up, people actually ring me up that I know regularly and say, please do your Jamaican accent, please do your Nigerian accent, please do your South African. So what can you do? You just got to do it, Mark. God, men. Listen, I've got to have a word with you. Listen, when's the last time you had your eyes tested, man? You're supposed to be coming here every year. I haven't seen you for 2 years. You're a lazy bugger, aren't you, man? And that was one of my many South African doctors, dentists and opticians that I've had throughout my life. And if you're going to have a doctor, dentist or optician, I would recommend the South Africans. They know what they're doing. They've got their heads screwed on. Where were we? Yeah, so I'm hoping this guidance will be... I don't do a script for this, you do realise that. That would ruin the whole thing, because it's my life, it's the real world. So you don't need a script to talk about yourself. If you're having a conversation with another person, you don't have a script. So if you're having a conversation with the internet, you don't have a script either. You just get on with it and speak from reality, which is my reality. I'm hoping this guidance extends beyond just one thing to everything, because it's time my life expanded. I'm doing all these meditations and picking stuff up off YouTube with all the great masters and gurus who more or less say the same thing. Some say you can do more or less, or make it easier and harder, but I think in the end 10 people can do the same practice and one will get some incredible results and 7 of them will get bugger all. And so far I get mainly bugger all, but just the odd clue that I should keep going. And one final thing I will mention is the intuition, that is the knowledge behind us. Satguru is not picked for nothing. It's because the Satguru, there is a video on YouTube explaining it perfectly. is ultimately our intuition, because you ask a question and nobody else is there to give you the answer. You work it out yourself, because we actually know everything. It's the Akashic records. We go inside, ask the question. Don't ask me how we get the answer. That's in all of us. So there is no Sat Guru in each of us. It's just the one Sat Guru, because it knows everything. It's omniscient, and you ask a question and it will answer it mostly, sooner or later. It'll certainly turn out loads of things you had no proof of, but you find out years later are true, that it told you long before you knew about it. So that's how it works, that's why it works. And I think as well as asking it questions passively, it will work actively. So, you know, I'll think of something to say. It's possibly nothing to do with anything, but I just have to go out and say it, write it on the internet, and deal with things that get me into all sorts of trouble. But in the end, it's about sharing what you know with people that don't know it. And if you don't say it, then they won't know. And it doesn't matter if it goes against all their beliefs and prejudices and goodness knows what, because in the end there is only one truth, and if they're wrong and I'm right, then you know, you can't put right and wrong in the same place and they will take up the same space. One of them has to go. You can't have light in a dark room, because the light will always win, the truth will always win. So there's my philosophy. That's where I am today. Let's hope we've got some good news next time I come back and I get more than 70 views on this one, because pretty much boring when hardly anyone's doing blogs, let alone video blogs, and nobody can be asked to watch it, because I'd watch them if they were online. So a bit of encouragement for all of you. Why not go out and do a video blog? It doesn't cost you anything, and all our lives are different and they're all fascinating. You don't have to make stuff up, just talk about your own life, because you get to know it, you get to know anybody, just like Big Brother, one of my favourite programmes. It starts off as a complete stranger, and after a few months it feels like your best friend. And I've met a few of them, and it's just the same when you meet them. It's as if you really know them. So there you are, that's me saying good night, and let's hope YouTube behaves itself. Good night.